my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. So I'm going to be doing my 4th video in my series of creating little golden book junk journals for Christmas. And for this particular video, I'm going to be making some ephemera. So I'm going to be making some tags and some tuck spots and some other stuff. I'm not sure all of what I'm doing, but what I've done is I've kind of pulled out different things to use in each of the books. And again, I'm following Gayle's tutorials. So she and her videos did some tuck spots and some pockets and different things with paper. So that's what I'm basically going to be doing. I'm going to be kind of using her her stuff. So let me first start off with kind of just showing what I'm using. So I've already created this one, and this one came from a little vintage, it was a little vintage Christmas book that I purchased at a thrift store. And I just made this little tag, and I'm pretty much going to just leave it as is. I did ink up the sides and just decoupage the paper onto a Tim Holtz tag. The tags I'm using. So these are the tags I'm using, these distress tags. And I think I got these at Joann's for like, I don't know, maybe $2 or something like that. I know they were on sale whenever I bought them. And then I have another tag here that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be using this vintage book. I wonder if I should use this side instead. Basically, this book is a Mighty Mouse Christmas book, and it was falling apart when I purchased it, and it is about, you can see it's actually ripped here, but what I'm planning on doing is, I think I'm just going to do Santa going down the chimney. That was the plan, and then I may do something, some decorative pieces at the bottom. So that is one, and then I've got a couple of little flips. So one of the things that she does is some corner flips. So let me show you. So I'm not 100% sure where they're going to go yet, but basically what it is, it's a little corner flip, and you basically just glue it on the side here, and then your little tag goes in the little pocket. And then you can flip it up and do journaling on this side. So I pulled out some paper that matched the paper packs that I used and just cut out a couple of those. And so this will be what the flips look like for that one. And then this is the same little book that I used for this one. The same book I used on this one, I used on this one. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be making this a pocket or just like a little card. I haven't decided yet. I originally thought it was going to be a pocket, but I'm not sure. Not sure yet. And then here is another book page that I have. And I thought this one was really cute. These were all going to be for the Night Before Christmas one. That's like the Santa Claus theme one. They're all going to go in this book here. So I have just this piece of cardstock, and I was just going to make this into a pocket. So I'll just have to cut kind of around the page, and then I might actually use some of these words. I'm not sure yet. So that's for the Santa Claus one, and actually this is not for the Santa Claus one. This one's for the Santa Claus one. Again, this came from the same book. I'm sorry I didn't show you that piece. I had just done it before. I actually went and did like a crafty day with my friends. So I did that with my friends. So that's what I did. And then, so that one's going to be for the Santa Claus book. So that one's for this book. And then for the reindeer one, I pulled out a couple more pieces of paper, did some little tuck spots, and then I have, this is the book page. that I haven't cut up yet. And I'm going to make this into a tag. And then I have this other book page. Was about winter. And I just love the little reindeer pictures. So I'm going to make this a tag as well. And then this is going to be the pocket. It's actually the other side of that other page that I had. So this is going to be the pocket. I love that it's got Rudolph in the front there. And then I have this one as well. And this is just a piece of scrapbooking paper. So I just want to show you all this just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that you can use when you're making these types of things. I'm also going to be making some Hermelinda tags. That's what she calls it. So that's what Gayle calls them, Hermelinda tags. I've never actually even heard of it before. I mean, I think I probably have made it, not even realizing that that's what the name of it was called. But I'll show you that in a second. So that's for the Rudolph one. And then I've got a couple things here for the Christmas story one. I have this little tag. I just love this little tag with the first Noel. And then here's one with the little manger scene. And I don't know if I'm going to make this a tag. I think I'm going to make this a tag too. And then I was going to try to turn this into a pocket. It'll be kind of a wide, kind of a big pocket, but I think I'm going to try to do that. And then this is part of the hymnal book that I have. This is just one of the pictures that was in it, and I just think that's really sweet. So I'm going to make this into a pocket as well. So those are the Christmas story ones. No, these don't go with that. This goes with this. Trying to keep all this together. With paper clips. Okay. And then, again, have a couple of those little tuck spot things. And one of the things that she did in her videos was she did some circle punch. She has like a circle punch with some scallop edges, but I don't have one of those, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do in replace of that, but I'm still thinking through that piece. So there is another piece of that page that I had. This one is for the other Santa Claus one. So I've just got a couple things here that I'm going to be using, and I have some ribbon for the tags. And then this one is for the dog one, and this came from this book. And let me show you. I think I actually have that book still. Here's the book that I'm using. So this book right here, these book pages came from this book. So it just has a bunch of really cute little images in it. And the cool thing about it is it had images of like Christmas images, and then it also had images of like the Christmas story. So I just thought that was really cool. So I might use some of this words in here. So we'll see how I use the rest of this book. So I really liked that it had a puppy in it, and then the Christmas presents in the closet. So I think I'm going to make this into a pocket. And then this came from the back of my Ideals book that I purchased, and this has a little puppy on it. So this Christmas carolers and or shoppers or whatever, they're looking at the Christmas tree. So not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm just going to cut the Christmas tree off or if I'm going to cut around the Christmas tree. I haven't made that decision yet, so we'll come to that when I come to that. And then I have a Christmas tree tag here, and then I've got some of the kiddos wrapping the gifts for the Christmas tree. So yeah, so those are kind of some of the pieces that I'm using. I'm not going to be doing all of these tags in this video just because it would literally take forever. But what I think I'm going to do is just kind of show you a couple of things as we go along. I honestly don't really have a plan. I just have all of the pieces that I know I want to use together. And I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover because I just feel like it's going to be easier if I do a voiceover versus talking through each of it. So let's go ahead and see what I come up with.
The first thing that I wanted to start with was the tag. Basically what I decided that I was going to do was just film me doing one of each of the things that I'm doing for each of the books. And obviously I showed you guys in the very beginning what I was going to use in each of the books, so you kind of have an idea. But I just want to show you how I did each of the things that I'm doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is this tag. And again, I'm using the Tim Holtz tags that I showed you in the video. And I just took some decoupage and decoupaged it. So I just put some decoupage down on this napkin after I traced out the image and just figured out exactly where I wanted it, and then just penciled around it and traced it out. And then I did want a decoupage on the top because it is a really, really old piece of paper. Once I got that decoupaged, I wanted to move on to make the pocket. And I'm just using this cream colored cardstock here as kind of a guide at how big I want the pocket. I ultimately make it a little bit bigger just because I wanted to make sure I got the full picture in the pocket. So I traced around it, and then I took my cutter here and I'm just going to cut out the design. And you can see I kind of moved it up a little bit, so I had to erase that pencil mark. And then I'm going to just cut the side, and then I do need to cut it just a little bit more. But I was trying to figure out, like, do I want to cut more of the reindeer or more of the sled out? But I just decided to keep the reindeers on there. And I'm just trying to figure out if I wanted to put it on that piece or on the I didn't know which side I wanted to put the pocket on. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. Just inked up all the sides of the pocket. And then I just wanted to add just a little bit of something on there, just a little bit of decoration. So I took some of this green ribbon and that little sticker. It says, I think it says down the chimney or something like that. So I added that to the middle of the ribbon and then just glued on the ribbon to the bottom there, just to give it a little something. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my fabric tack to get it glued onto the book. I think that turned out really cute. I like that one. All right, and then I'm going to do this tuck, and I'm sorry I'm not on the camera off a little bit on the camera angle, but basically I just inked it up, and this one was pretty easy because inside already had the journaling lines, which made it really convenient. And so I just got that glued on and put that tag that I already made on there. And then I went ahead and pulled another piece because the original piece that I had, the way that I had folded it the wrong way. So the lines were like going the wrong way. So that was going to bug me. So I just decided that I was going to get another piece of paper out. And I'm going to add tea-dyed paper to the ones that don't have the journaling lines already, just so it could be an actual journaling space. So I just used it as a guide, and then I folded it up and just trimmed the sides off. And then when I glued it, I wanted to make sure that I glued all the way around, including where the fold was going to be, so that I could just make sure that I lined it up pretty good and got that fold tucked in there. So now it's actually journaling space inside of the little tuck spot. All right, so I just inked up the corners, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it glued onto one of the corners. So what I did in the book is I put the tuck spot on one side in one of the signatures, and then the other side on the other signature. All right, so this is a Hermalinda tag. Basically what it is I just took a strip of the scrapbooking paper, the leftover, the salvage edge, and I just folded it in half, and then you just cut triangles on both sides. And then I wanted to make it I wanted to add some journaling space inside of the tag. So I have this paper, and this paper, I want to say it's Seven Gypsies, but it might be artsy. I don't have the packaging that it came in anymore, but basically it's this big ledger paper, and it is actually acid free. So I figured what I would do would put this in here, and then cut around it and add it as a little journaling spot. And then what I did was, um, once I got it in there, I just glued it to one side and then kept the scrapbooking paper on the other side. So it would be able to use it as a place to put pictures, because um, it's kind of protected inside its little pocket. So you could put the picture on the little spot where the blue is, and then journal, and then I'll put pictures on the journaling spots. So that's why I did that. And then I added just a little bow to the journaling tag, and then a little sticker right there. You can see that sticker I just added to the bottom. All right, so then I wanted to add the pocket on this side, and I had that pocket already made. Basically, I just did the same way I did the tag. I just decoupaged the piece of paper onto a little cardstock piece of paper, and then I just wanted to add a little something to the bottom there because it was kind of like a little bit of white space. And I just took some red ribbon and this that little lace came from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of layered it up so that you could see the red ribbon on the bottom. And then I had a little flat back button that was a tree, so I just took some Fabri-Tac and stuck it to the bottom and kind of just glued it on there just to give it a little something. And then I'm going to go ahead and get that glued onto the book page on all of the sides. And that's a perfect size for a tag, which I actually show you kind of at the end. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do was create a altered paperclip. So this is definitely something that Gayle inspired me to do. She got this idea from somebody else, which she does mention in her video, but basically it's just putting two tickets together and having a paperclip in between. So what I did is I used my ticket punch that I recently bought at Joann's, and it's the Friskers ticket punch, and I just put a piece of, you just put the paperclip in between the two pieces, and let one of those sides hang out, and then I just took a little piece of ribbon here and folded it in half, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick that Santa Claus sticker after I ink it up, because the edges were white and I didn't want that. So after I ink it up, and then it does hang off a little bit. So what I ended up doing was putting just a little bit of baby powder on the back of the sticker to get the sticky part off. Alright, so now I'm back to this tag because I did need it to dry before I did anything else with it. So I'm coming back to it and just putting on a little ribbon here, and then I just took a little sticker that said Merry Christmas or something like that, or Have a Merry Christmas. Yeah, Have a Merry Christmas, as I said. And I just stuck that on the bottom just to give it a little something something. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the things that we've did in this video. There is one of the tags, and then that is the altered paperclip. I'm thinking I might want to actually make two of those, because I do like the fact that it does close the little flap. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make two, or I have like different types of paper clips that are Christmassy, so I might just use those, but I'm going to make that decision later. And then there is one of the pockets, and I am doing final flip throughs of all of these journals at the end, so you'll be able to see exactly what I did with every single one of them. And there is, see, that tag fits perfectly into that little pocket. And then there is the Hermelinda tag with the tuck on this side as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and open it up and show you. I don't feel like I showed you very good, so you can see that it's glued onto one side, and then that's a little flip, so it's kind of like almost like a little book. And then you can just put the ribbon back on and stick it in the little tuck there. Once I make a little bow. And that is really all that I did in this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Continue to watch all of the series if you are. If you do, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. It really does help me with YouTube and their whole algorithm and search algorithm. So I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.